7 tips for dealing with your coronavirus anxiety. Are you feeling anxious, stressed about the current events? I want to empower you to take steps to control your fears because having anxiety about the coronavirus isn't going to help you. Stress can boost your immune system in small bursts. However, when stress is prolonged, like what our world is currently facing, the immune system's increased effectiveness slows down and eventually drops in the opposite direction. Like you, your immune system gets exhausted and cannot optimally function when it is exposed to long-term stress. And given that your immune system is responsible for fighting off pathogens and keeping your body healthy, a stressed out immune system can result in greater susceptible to illness. That is the bad news. The good news, though, and there is a good news, is that regardless of what is happening in the world, you can control your stress and anxiety. It may not be easy or automatic, but it is possible. As a clinical psychologist and coach who has worked with clients for over 2 decades to optimize their mindset, even during difficult times, I have created a system that I called Neuro Regenerative Training. In essence, it is a way to rewire your brain so it works for and not against you. The majority of stress and anxiety we experience is not caused by external factors, but rather by our interpretation of external factors. The world has not run out of toilet paper at the time of writing this article, for example, and yet people are panicking that the shelves are empty. And despite the current statistics about coronavirus, anxiety about contracting a severe case is rampant. That is not to say we should just go about our lives as we used to. Things are changing rapidly and we need to adapt. It is so important to be safe and follow the health guidelines for protecting yourself and others. Being overwhelmed with anxiety, however, can interfere with not only your health but also your ability to function. An anxious brain, for example, has a decreased ability to concentrate, focus, problem solve, and be resilient, which can lead to more issues in your personal and professional life. So what can you do? Here are 7 tips to help you optimally cope with coronavirus anxiety. So first one, be proactive on lowering your stress levels. Stress increases anxiety. Think of stress as being on a continuum from 0, no stress at all, to 10, the most stressed you've ever been. It is a subjective scale, but for me, I call anything at a 7 or higher the red zone. And when we are in the red zone, we tend to think in more negative ways. That perpetuates anxiety, which increases negative thoughts, and it becomes a downward spiral. The key is not to wait until you are in the red zone, but rather to address your stress before you get there. People tend to show signs of higher levels of stress that are unique to them. Maybe you feel a headache coming on, or you start grinding your teeth or bouncing your leg up and down. Whatever it is, become aware of your tells. Then, whenever you notice your stress level rise, do something healthy and helpful to reduce that stress. Jump on your bed, go for a walk, put on a favorite tune, and dance around. Watch a funny video to make you laugh, whatever makes you feel lighter. And number two, remember you are not helpless. Have you ever moved and had to wait for the cable guy to show up to set up services? They may say they will be there between 8 and noon, but when you still haven't heard from them and it's 2, that makes you feel well stressed out. This is a tired learned helplessness, a term in psychology that basically translates to there is nothing I can do and that feels horrible. Learned helplessness can cause anxiety and even lead to depression. You may feel like there is nothing you can do during this unprecedented time, and yet it is vital to remember that there are always two strategies to dealing with any problem. One is problem focused, where you change the problematic nature of what is going on. While you might not be able to personally cure COVID-19, you can do your part by engaging in social distancing and hand washing. The other is a strategy called emotion focused coping that entails changing your emotional reaction to the event, staying out of the red zone, focusing on ways to help others, practicing gratitude. All these are ways to feel better emotionally. While you may not be able to change everything that is going on, you can change your reaction to it, and that can help reduce your anxiety. And number three, act from a place of logic rather than emotion. Worry can perpetuate anxiety. The thought of what if something bad happens, like what if I run out of toilet paper, or what if this lasts for months and months, can perpetuate and augment anxiety. When we think in what if terms, we tend to emotionally react as if what we fear may happen is inevitable. I equate this to putting your winter coat on in the summer. Imagine that it's summertime and 100 degrees outside. Now let's say you see someone in a long winter coat with a scarf and hat. Wouldn't you think something was a little strange with that person? Probably. And what if that person then told you that they were just getting ready for winter, which would arrive in 4 months? That still makes no sense, right? Sweating for 4 months until it's cold enough to have wear that coat causes unnecessary discomfort. And yet, that's what we do when we suffer from what if syndrome. We emotionally react as if something is already happening, even if it isn't. That is different, though, than having that winter coat in the closet for when you need it. By that, I mean it is important to consider worst case scenarios and take steps to either prevent them or establish systems to implement if they take place. But emotionally, reacting as if those fears are imminent is like wearing that winter coat when it's hot out. And number four, change your negative what if to a positive what if. Try posting a different line of questioning to yourself. You can change your what if from catastrophic thinking to more exciting prospects in a simple flip of the script. For example, what if something positive comes from this? Or what if my family becomes closer in quarantine? Those are questions for which you actually want the answers to be too. And number five, unfollow the panic. Unfollow those negative news announcements on social media. Turn off the news, stay away from websites or others that leave you feeling more anxious. Mute toxic texts, hit delete on comments or friends who bring you down. You are allowed to prioritize your mental health.